Hello there, thanks so much for tuning in. So I'm Tim and this is my Carbon Coach, channel all about allotment life, eco-living, all that kind of good stuff. So today we have got herbs and I've got some of them here. They're not looking particularly great, I have to admit, unfortunately. They've probably been kept in my flat for a bit too long during May and they've gone a little bit leggy, and today they've gone a little bit sun-dried, so we're going to do our best to get these in the ground, and yeah, hopefully they'll spring back like the other times that I've already got in the ground are. They are looking absolutely stunning, like the pinks and the lilacs and the purples on the flowers. Looks absolutely incredible. I am loving it. So we're going to get pretty much straight into it, just a couple of opening bits really. So thank you to everyone that watched me return last week with that video, and yeah, the mess that was the allotment. And thank you to everyone that fed back about the onions and the garlics and the scapes, as they are properly called. So I have trimmed all of the scapes off the top, and I think, to be honest, I'll be harvesting the onion and garlic over the next week or so anyway. I've done some research into how to dry them out, so I'll be putting some hooks up in this shed to hang everything up, so that'll be brilliant. But yeah, for now I was definitely told to take the scapes off, so that is what I have done. Also, whilst doing my weekly shop in Morrison's the other day, I found a new lavender, which was really exciting, so naturally I had to buy that to carry on with the creation of my lavender border. Again, not looking the best currently, but I'm sure it'll bounce back. It is called a butterfly lavender. It is a Stochas Castellano is the butchered Latin name for that. But yeah, really hoping that that then thrives when I get it into the ground, just like a couple of my other lavenders are doing. The original lavender's not doing too well though, unfortunately. Anyway, with all of that out of the way, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the bed that I'm going to be planting all of the thyme in, and I'll take you through all of the thymes that I've got. And naturally, of course, sorry, I forgot to mention, they're from Urban Herbs. So I've got myself 6 different varieties of thyme, and as I just said, these are all from Urban Herbs, and I'm going to figure out a way to try and sit down as gracefully as I can. So yeah, I kind of went a bit mad on the thyme, but it is my favourite herb. So some of them have done better than others. So this one, for example, is a Tabor thyme, and yeah, this one just looks really, really pretty with pink flowers. So that was the first one that I was going to get, and this one's actually doing okay. Slightly leggy, but yeah, a result, I would say, as good as it's going to get. The next one really didn't fare too well, and I think that this was down to overwatering. I kind of, yeah, killed it with kindness. But this was the orange scented thyme, and sadly enough, this was the one that I was probably going to be the most excited for. So we're going to pop that in and see if it bounces back as well. Then the next one for over this side is looking pretty good as well, to be fair. That's not too bad, and this is just a common compact thyme, so I believe that this one's actually the same as one of the other ones that I've got over there. So that's just a regular good old thyme. A good old thyme. Fair enough. And then this one, again, it's not looking too bad, a little bit sort of leggy towards the end, is a Ruby Glow. So this one is going to have some handsome dark foliage according to the the little plant label for it. And then the final 2 that I've got here are, yeah, both looking all right as well, actually, to be fair. I haven't gone completely mad. But yeah, this one's a variegated one, so a lemon variegated, and yeah, you can just about make out on the leaves some of the variegation. So that's all right. And then the final one here is going to be Pink Ripple is the word, and yeah, some of it's looking a bit brown, but there's a lot of green on it and a lot of growth, so that's actually all right. And I've just realised my mistake, that I've laid them out, so I'm going to do them in kind of like a block of 6 in this bed. But this bed is pretty much just solid compost with a little bit of like topsoil that I've dug in, but my soil is quite clayey, quite claggy. So what I thought I'd do, because thyme really appreciates well drained soil, but in full sun, and this bed other than my shadow, is definitely in full sun. However, it's not particularly free draining. So I've grabbed myself a big bag of perlite, which I've never really used before, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is move the plants back out of the bed, and then we're going to have a go at getting some perlite in here, getting it well watered. It's fairly weed free, to be honest. It's not looking too shoddy. There's just a couple of bits here and there, which is not the end of the world at all. And yeah, so we'll get the perlite mixed in, and then we'll get these dug down, and fingers crossed everything will start perking back up and looking beautiful. So let's crack on with that. So those of you that have watched my videos for a while might recognise this bed as the one that I used last year to grow some radishes and some rocket in. But the plan was always to have it as another herb bed, because I do love my herbs. So I just love cooking with them. I love cooking, as you can probably tell. And yeah, I just really enjoy the flavours, the smells, the varieties that herbs give you. So perlite, it says that you need to give it a bit of water before you whack it in, so that it isn't so sort of powdery and airy. I don't have any scissors, so we'll just try doing a bit of that. Oh yeah, you can see it's kind of like, yeah, just billowing powder everywhere. So let's get the old watering can. Let's take the rose straight off it. I don't know if I'll actually need all of this bag, but we'll just go for it. Nice and messy, all over myself, all over the perlite. That'll do. Let's see how that's going. And then, yeah, it's still not great, is it? But yeah, let's whack a load of that in here. I've no idea how much I would really need, but let's go with that so far. That is so weird, it's kind of like polystyrene. But anyway, yeah, let's get that kind of hand mixed into there. And what it does is it holds onto moisture, but also somehow magically lets the moisture soak through, so it's not, the plants won't just be sitting in it. So that's, yeah, a win-win. Yeah, not sure if this is going to be enough on the first go round, but I didn't want to be like major overkill, and then sort of have to pull it back. It's always easier to add more than to take away. Right, let's come around the other side. So yeah, that appears to have just been completely absorbed into the dirt. But yeah, I think that we need to go for a little bit more. Looks like it's been snowing in June. Today, this weekend, has been the most unsnowy weather. It's been absolutely amazing. Yeah, so glad to have this weekend off, and yeah, to be able to have the time now to enjoy this sun. Yeah, it's what I've been after for a long time. Much needed. Get the soil really working well for us and for these beautiful times. And yeah, like I was thinking along the lavender border, I probably need to get some gravel or something in that, just to give it, just sort of imagining what Mediterranean plants sort of live in. And yeah, sort of more gravelly, sandy type soil might be quite good for there. But yeah, haven't fully gone for it just yet. So anyway, that was that mixed in. Let's get the plants in. So with the bed all prepared, what we can do is, yeah, just start to get these in. So this first one is going to be the pink ripple. So I want that to go in kind of about there. That's looking pretty good. Make sure that I'm not burying any of the foliage. And there we go, first one's in. Success. So that was the pink ripple, and we'll keep the pot to the side. So then the next one along is going to be the lemon variegated. But anyway, we're going to sort of put this one in around there, I reckon. So let's dig ourselves a hole for it. Get it out. You can see, I don't know if you can see that, it is sort of really damp. I don't think I did them a great service when I was looking after them back at the flat, But that's why I'm so glad to have this weekend to be able to play catch up with looking after them. Make sure when I'm putting that one in the ground I'm not burying the existing one. But yeah, that one's looking pretty great. That's the great thing about YouTube as well. I know what I planted where because it's on camera. And then the final one for just the smell on my hands is incredible. This final one for this side is the Ruby Glow. And yeah, can go about there, I reckon. Yeah, again, quite a wet root ball, unfortunately. But yeah, if we get that spread out, hopefully all of these guys are going to be happy in their new homes. So that was those 3 in. And 3 more tubs. And then we just got the 3 left to go on to this side. So this one was the first one, the common compact. So yeah, great all-rounder. And can go into the hole there. And oh, look, that first train of the video is going past. Yeah, so that's that first one in. This one was the orange scented thyme, like I said, and that one for some reason was the odd one out that didn't like whatever I'd done to it. Fingers crossed that it bounces back. I bet this is going to be, yeah, so wet. You can see the sogginess on those roots. It's just waterlogged, unfortunately. But yeah, let's see if the well-draining soil that we now have is going to help that to come back stronger. You never know. I really hope so though. Cool, so that's that one. And then we've just got the final one left to go. This one, the Tabor. So that one's come straight out of that pot. I don't know what that means. But anyway, let's break up the roots a little bit. Tuck that in. Give it a nice good press down. Get all of the soil around all of these guys just smoothed out a little bit. There we go. So that, I reckon, yeah, should make for quite a nice bed, all the times in one place rather than sort of scattered out. But that bed, hopefully if it comes to life, should end up just smelling absolutely incredible. And so the last thing to do really is to, yeah, give it a good watering in. In fact, water all of my herb beds. It's been such a hot and sunny day, and tomorrow, Sunday, is meant to be even hotter, like 25, 26 degrees, something like that down here. So yeah, that is going to be scorchio, and I'm out litter picking. So yeah, we'd better give everything, even though they're probably too soaked, but the soil around it wasn't. This soil has been sort of empty for quite a while now, so we can give that a water and yeah, carry on watering the rest. Not in forgetting the old mints here. Oh, that just reminded me actually, I'm going to stop watering. Hopefully you guys can still see me on camera. I got a new mint. My friend Romy, who's also a patron of the channel, and if you want to find out how you can support the channel and become a patron, then there'll be links below. I've got a wonderful, absolutely incredible handful of patrons that are helping support what I do with the channel, so you can by all means do that. And Romy, as with all of my patrons, is a good friend, and yeah, bought me a mint. So that's a pineapple mint. So what I'm going to do is try and find a pot over the next few days and figure out exactly where I'm going to do that. If I'm going to do it as another pot, kind of like the mints that I've got, or something else. Anyway, we will see. There we go. So I'm going to call that a day, well, a video. I'm going to stay up here and just sort of take everything in and yeah, admire how things are going. The currants are growing nicely. They're looking really pretty, and I'm actually going to put a net over them this year. Last year, me and the birds shared them. This year, pretty much all for me and my wife, of course. The herb beds are now looking pretty good. I've got a gap here that I want to try and fill with something where the basil was last year, but I want a perennial rather than an annual to go into there. But yeah, everything's looking really nice, certainly in the areas that I've taken care of since coming back. The potatoes actually are looking pretty good, and they've started to flower already. I need to look back onto my my calendar of things as to exactly when I well, not I, my lovely nieces, put those in the ground because I imagine that they might be coming up fairly quickly. So I'm going to sign off there until next week, but in the meantime, if you could remember to do all of the usual YouTube business, hitting the subscribe button if you haven't already, liking the video, please drop comments. I really do appreciate it. Like last week with the onions and the scapes, that tip has really massively helped me, so thank you very much for that. Sharing the video with your friends, maybe you're in a gardening Facebook group, something like that, then that would really help as well. But with all that being said, there's a train coming, so I'm going to quickly sign off. Take care of yourselves, take care of your plots, have a fantastic week. Cheers everyone.